Thanks for watching JO Fit TV, where I help you get fit, healthy, and do it fast. I wanted to do a quick episode to let you guys know how my 5-day water fast ended. Last time I was on camera, I was telling you guys about how I was about 3 days in, 72 hours or so into my water fast, and how awesome I was feeling. And today I just wanted to kind of touch on what I did the last couple of days. Just to let you guys know and have confidence if you want to try it, my 5-day water fast went fantastic. Almost every time I told somebody I was doing a water fast, they gave me this frown like, oh my God, he's gonna die or something. We're humans, we can manage this easily. Most people gave me the frown. A few people even asked me, so what are you gonna eat? And my response eventually became, well, I'm going to eat myself. I'm gonna eat my own fat. I'm gonna eat my own energy. And they're like, what do you mean you're gonna eat yourself? Isn't that bad? I'm like, no, I'm just gonna try to consume the energy that my body has already stored. From the first day that I started my fast until the 5th day, when I ended my fast, I dropped approximately 13.5 pounds. Now, a lot of people are going, well, where are the before and afters and all that? I'm not taking my shirt off for you guys. I do that only for my wife and maybe at the doctor's office. The research that's out there about fasting shows that most people drop about 1/2 pound of actual body fat per day that they do their extended fast. So because I'm larger than the average bear, I would anticipate that instead of dropping about 1/2 pound per day, I dropped closer to 1 pound, since most of those studies are done on people who are under 200 pounds and I'm about 270 pounds, or actually 275 pounds at the start of my water fast. So the totals for body fat I anticipate are closer to the range of 4 to 6 body fat pounds that I lost in just 5 days. Obviously with that comes a little bit of muscle loss, not nearly as much as most people think. There's definitely muscle glycogen loss, which is obviously stored sugar. Once you get into ketosis, which takes about 3 days, you've depleted that down to a lower level. And because of that glycogen loss, you definitely lose water. Now I did some caliper stuff, and that pretty much also supports the idea that the vast majority of the weight that was lost wasn't my own muscle. It was more so fat, and then secondarily water. One of the things that this experiment taught me about myself is that I'm definitely a storer of energy. I'm not necessarily a grazer or a person who overuses energy. I had this suspicion about myself for a long time. I've always been able to do these intermittent fasts, whether they be 24 to 36 hours, or even just fasting or doing a time restricted eating window for about 16 hours and go straight in the gym, lift, and pump up like crazy. Well, my confirmation mainly comes from the idea that it took me almost 3 full days to get into a full state of true ketosis, which is not necessarily like you would get into on a ketogenic diet, but true ketosis where you're actually having to burn the fuel in your body. Some people can get into, low blood sugars in the 70s within about a day and a half. Mine took about 3 days to get into the 70s. My blood ketones kept rising every single day, but I didn't get deep into the 70s of blood sugar until around day 4. And by day 5, I was fully in ketosis, had this great taste of ketones that I could have in my mouth on day 4 and 5 fully. So for me, getting my blood glucose to run in the 70s milligram per deciliter is a good sign that I'm about to reach ketosis, and it's also a good sign that I store a lot of glycogen in my muscles, because I was not running out of glycogen very quickly. Whether you agree that current day humans have been existing in our form as we have for 2,000, 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, 60,000, or up to 200,000 years like science states, you have to agree that for most of that history, we haven't lived in an industrialized environment, and we haven't even lived in an agrarian society for most of that time period. So when we look at it, most people's genetics and how we've adapted are likely, now I'm not a scientist, but it's likely that we're much more well adapted to having plasticity in our metabolism, which means we're not consistently always getting little bits and pieces of food, little bits and pieces of protein, and we're definitely not well adapted, or at least most of us are not well adapted for slamming down major amounts of calories in the ranges of 30 to 50 grams of protein every single 2 hours. Our metabolisms are probably designed to be able to manage in environments where we have famine and actually be able to thrive. At some point soon, I'd like to get deeper into all of that, do more videos about this, and a little bit more video about the science and the theories behind why humans are so good at fasting and why it's also more beneficial for us at times to fast. But today, the only thing I want to go over real quick is how I broke my fast. Simple things that I did. As you guys know, I did water fast, and I also used some mineral water in my fast. And the mineral water, I'll do another video about. Hopefully I'll put that out for you guys soon, about the different mineral waters that I drank. Basically, I drank those so that I could get small amounts of mineral content while I was doing a water fast. And then when I broke my fast, I broke it really simply. I broke it with a pomegranate, which is extremely nutrient rich food. And then I also consumed a large amount of broccoli sprouts. And the reason why I consumed a large amount of broccoli sprouts is because broccoli sprouts are significantly micronutrient dense food, and they contain a substance called sulforaphane. Now, I'm not going to get into that right now, but what you should know is that sulforaphane is a really important and really beneficial substance to the human body. I'm going to do a video at some point soon about that, and I'd like to thank you guys for following me on my 5-day fast. If you have questions, post them wherever you see this video, whether it be Facebook or YouTube, and follow me there. If you guys want more free tips, strategies, advice, just go ahead and subscribe. And I appreciate you guys watching another episode of JYO Fit TV, where I help you get fit, healthy, and do it fast.